Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. Now, I want to start off by saying, as always, as hard as it is right now, and believe me, it's hard for me specifically, no politics in the chat, just, we're here to talk about tech today and, all that stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about. But any other questions you have on tech, please feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And again, I even thought about not doing the show as a respect to everything that's going on. But as of right now, just want to have a fun show on tech. Thank you. All right. So let's get started with the first article of the day, and the first article is going to be about the Galaxy Fold 2, or at least a version of it. So here's the thing, the Galaxy Fold 2 is looking pretty interesting right now, I have to say, because as of right now, we're kind of getting two sides of everything. And we're getting rumors on one side about it having an S Pen and a bigger screen on the front and a bigger display in the inside. And then we have another rumor, which is this. So this is from a patent, and it shows a very different kind of style. And I think, or I'm hoping at least, this is not necessarily the Galaxy Fold 2, but the cheaper version of the Galaxy Fold we've been hearing about. We've also even heard the nickname coined Galaxy Fold 2 and Galaxy Note Fold. So we'll see what happens in terms of which one comes out, which one's true. But the idea behind this version is that it's basically very similar in design on the inside to the old one, same 7.3 display. So not really much change in the inside. What is changing is on the outside, you have a periscopic lens for zoom, and you have a much smaller, in fact, screen reminiscent of the display on the Galaxy Z Flip. So what it turns out to look like is something similar to this that they created in Let's Go Digital. Now, the other news about this is it's going to have smaller screen, obviously, on the front. So again, you're having really the same kind of style that you saw on the Z Flip, which will save battery life. Actually, this will allow for a bigger battery to be put inside of it. Which one, we'll have to wait and see. Also, though, the big thing about this is that it's going to be waterproof as well, which is very interesting because the difference of design that they would have to do from one year to another for that is really interesting. So I'm very curious to see how this is, and they have like a new notification style that when you open it up, it's kind of like Edge panel with notification. So it's really interesting to see how it'll see, and some are like square like an old Windows phone. So again, really interesting to see how it is overall. But this is a possibility of it. Again, I hope this is not necessarily the Galaxy Fold 2, or if it is the Fold 2, one thing obviously can be much cheaper. But my hope is that we'll still get one with an S Pen, because that's what I really personally want. Let me know what you guys think. Are you okay with this design? This hopefully would actually cost less compared to last year's model, around the $14.99 price point. So we'll have to wait and see. Let me know again what you guys think. I do believe this would be the Galaxy Fold Lite maybe, and then we would have a full Fold 2 with better quality parts. So we'll have to wait and see. The Galaxy Watch 2. Yes, that is what we're getting. We're not getting a Galaxy Watch Active 3. We're getting a Galaxy Watch 2. So a couple of things about this. One, it's going to be a better designed overall in terms of materials and also waterproofing. This one is going to be able to be submerged. I think 5 ATMs is prevailing version that we're getting for it. Also, in terms of size, it should be bigger. It should be 45. So we'll have to wait and see again how we get it, what we get. But also, it looks like we won't have a dip in the battery life like we did with the Active 2. The Active 2 was a smaller battery compared to the Galaxy Watch. So we'll have to wait and see. It does look like, yes, it is going to be coming because of everything with the FCC and everything that we're seeing here. It does look like it will be coming in with the next launch. So with the Note and everything, that's when it is going to be coming. But I think the biggest thing that everyone got excited for is the talk that yes, it will be a Galaxy Watch and not an Active series. How do we know that? Well, the Active series does have one big difference, and that is the regular version has a rotating bezel. The Active series has a touchscreen rotating bezel. So this one has been seen that it will have a physical bezel that I think a lot of people did miss. I didn't really mind the Active 2 in terms of the bezel itself, to be quite honest. The thing that I really missed from it was the protection. This ring around it is in front of it. And the Active 2 was the first smartwatch that I've ever cracked. And I mean, from every smartwatch I've ever owned, I've at least owned probably about 15 of them, I want to say. And I've never cracked one till the Active 2. So I really did not like that design in terms of the lack of protection, but it's definitely something that I hope that will be different this time around as we get the new one. Then we also have the Moto Razr 2. Now, this one is gonna kind of be interesting because this one looks to improve upon the Moto Razr 1, and I really would say I'm very sorry to anyone that bought the first Moto Razr that came out this year, because basically you're getting the device you should have gotten with the Moto Razr 2. So what do I mean by that? Well, it's kind of upgraded all around. So one, I said for a long time that the Moto Razr just had a joke of a processor. This time they're at least getting a mid-range from this year. The last one was mid-range from a while back. This one was a mid-range from this year. So it is a Snapdragon 765. You're getting 5G on it as well. You're getting a bigger battery, not too much bigger. 500 milliamps was the 2500 before, and now it's 2800. So yes, you're getting a bump up. Is it that much? Not as much as I would like. It should have been at least 3000 in my opinion. But you're also getting more RAM, 6 gigs to 8 gigs of RAM, and from 128 gigs of storage to 256 gigs of storage. And it looks like it will be kept around the same price, and it will come out in September. But again, this really is, I feel, very a slap in the face to anyone that got the first Moto Razr, just because this is so much better and well worth it, and we're not getting, again, what we should be getting, I feel like. So yeah, I really am just kind of annoyed by this for Moto to do this to customers. I hope they have some kind of really good trade-in program for people that got the first Moto Razr to get this one, but we'll have to wait and see. But I think there should be a heck of a trade-in, at least getting $800 for trade-in value on your first Razr to the Razr 2, but we'll have to wait and see. And then we have the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 and possibly Tab S7 Plus. So here's the thing, I am really excited for this tablet, and I say that as I just bought a Tab S6 very recently. I literally bought it possibly like 2 weeks ago, but with discounts and trade-in and plus a whole bunch of Samsung points that I had, I spent like about $150 on it. So I'm not too mad at it. I for the trade and everything I got, I'm okay with it. And plus I got to do a really good video on the Tab S6 that really no one's done Android tablet reviews for a while, and especially hidden features or anything like that. So we'll be doing those videos on it. But here's the thing. The Tab S7 promises a huge upgrade in terms of battery life. So we're gonna be expecting to go from, on the Tab S6, you have a 10.4 inch display with a 7040 milliamp battery. While on the Tab S7 Plus, you're gonna have a 9800 milliamp battery, which is a huge bump, 40% gain, and then 20% more screen, because we're actually supposedly getting two versions, the Tab S7 and the Tab S7 Plus. You're gonna get an 11-inch version for the Tab S7, and the Tab S7 Plus will be a 12.4-inch version. I am really excited about this because I definitely would want a 12.4-inch version. 10-inch has been fine, but it's like I really have wanted a bigger screen for a while now, and I miss that. If you remember years ago, before the Tab S series line, there was the Tab Pro series line, and the Tab Pro had a 10.1-inch display version, and also it had a 12.2-inch display version. That 12.2 was such a good one. I really, really liked it, and I thought it was a great screen size. And Samsung has yet to ever do one since then. They've never done one that size since then, whereas Apple has done a bigger screen size for a while, so I'm very happy that this one is going to be the next thing coming from it. So yeah, I really have to say that I really am excited for this tablet because we're getting a bigger screen size. I don't care about, a lot of the other stuff. There's things that people wanted to have, faster charging capability. I mean, you have up to a 60-watt charge on the smartphones now, so why not get at least a 45-watt charge for fast charging on the tablet at least? And yeah, I'm all for this. I really am excited to see what new features they bring to a tablet. I think it's a long time overdue. The biggest thing that I worry about is price with Samsung, because I think they just price themselves out of things, especially when it comes to tablets. Their new Tab S6 Lite is well priced at I think $359 right now, I believe. That is a great price for that tablet. And I truly do believe the Tab S series should start at $500. And then maybe the Tab S7 Plus should start at $649. But I don't know, hopefully they will adjust their pricing, just because I really do believe that they're going to price themselves out of a lot more purchases. If they just drop the price a bit more, they can definitely make up for it. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I'm very excited for this. Okay, then we have an Apple design. So this has been rumored for a while now. It's been talked about for a while. I still don't believe Apple will do this, but we'll have to wait and see, because it's not till next year anyway. So here's the thing. Apple is facing a lot of criticism right now. In the EU, they're actually facing a very big issue as well. They are legally obligated to change over to a Type-C plug. Now, that could very well change. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world since that judgment was made. Of course, Apple is appealing that judgment as well. But here's the thing. Apple, instead of doing this, is actually planning on going towards a pogo pin type connection. Now, that is having specific metal circles at the bottom, basically, like they do with their iPad Pros, and those connecting to different products, including different special wireless chargers, and of course, just different chargers all around, and different docks, and all this other kind of stuff. The reason, of course, why they want to do that is because then they still have the ability to make money off of it. The Lightning connector has given Apple money for so long. And before that, let's not forget, it was a 20-pin connector before that. So Apple has made a lot of money on proprietary connections that has, by all means, really hurt consumers in terms of not just having the micro USB that was out forever and then the Type-C USB that came out after it. Those are more beneficial to consumers. I don't think anyone can really argue that. Now, here's the thing. It's really interesting because to get away with this, again, the EU ruling has to go away. Because if the EU ruling does not go away, if it stays as is, Apple cannot sell in Europe without putting a USB-C on it. And Apple will not. There's no chance of Apple making two versions, a European version and a overseas version. They're just not going to do it. So it's really interesting to see how this will go. But yeah, I'm very curious to see overall how this is going to go, how this is going to happen. But that is the current state of Apple and possibly getting a different connection next year, whether it be USB-C or the pogo pin connectors that they have on the iPad Pro. Let me know what you guys think on the subject in the comment section down below. What are you more interested in? All right, and this was a very interesting one. The Galaxy Tab S20. Again, we talked about this last week, how it was like 20% more sales. Well, now we have more exact findings, and it looks like it's 32% down for Q1 compared to the S10. I've said this from the beginning that this would happen. I said probably more about 20% less. You could bring the other 12% on everything that's going on with the pandemic. But I knew that the S20s, as soon as I saw that pricing, I knew they would not sell as well. Because again, like I told the Samsung staff at the event, I literally said at the unboxing, I was talking to the Samsung staff, and I was like, your cheapest Samsung phone is now $300 more than the cheapest iPhone for flagship to flagship, for iPhone 11 to S20. What are you doing? And so that was a big thing where it was just like, man, it was really down. So we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, it is really down. And I feel that Samsung at least knows they've made a mistake when it comes to pricing it that high. And I hope that the Note will not be priced as high. And I truly do believe that Samsung will, as the economy gets going back up, I truly do believe that the S20 will continue to drop in price till it's normal to see it $200 off minimum. And of course, there's going to be great trade-in values and all that kind of stuff. All right, so we actually talked about a little bit about this last week with Android really stepping up on RCS technology to encrypt it. Well, T-Mobile is really partnering with Google to have, at least across the board and across different carriers, to have a pure perfect rollout for RCS. Now, RCS again is Rich Communication Service. That's the name of it, but really it's the better text message service we have always wanted on Android. It's the equivalent of iMessage from Android to Android. Now, again, like I said last week, I don't think iPhones will ever have this because they don't need to have it. Apple just doesn't need to have it, and they won't do it because it'll cost them money to do this. So they won't do it. But RCS is meant to replace SMS. So the whole idea behind this is that you can actually do better quality photos, better quality videos. Everything should send quicker, and you can also always see if someone reads this. With my family and close friends, we all have Samsungs from the last 3 years, and we all have this. I can see when they read my text message, I can send a message back, and it's better quality photos, better quality videos. This is a really great service, and T-Mobile is planning on doing it, so not only that all of their phones will have it moving forward, but they're really pushing it for the other countries they work with and the other carriers they work with to have it, of course, in terms of the T-Mobile parent company as well in Europe. So we're really going to see more and more, I think, adopt this. They're much better quality. So I'm very happy for this. I really think that this is great, and we'll have to wait and see if this keeps getting pushed up. So I'm very excited, and I hopefully this will be a much better system to go forward, and hopefully carriers will push it and not have anything else to do with it. All right, guys, now let's get to your questions. Again, if you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Again, as I said at the top of the show, and I understand how hard it is. Believe me, I understand how hard it is. But we're just keeping it tech. We're not going to go on about the politics. I'm just going to tell you, everyone out here stays safe, and not going to get into any of the politics that's going on right now in the world. HBO Max launched this week. So far, I'm impressed with it's free. With it free, since I have unlimited data at AT&T. That's a very good way to get it, and that's obviously a great way to have it. We'll give Netflix competition 4K HDR, I think you mean, coming soon, I read. Yeah, so here's the biggest thing about HBO Max that's the issue for HBO Max. They were not ready to launch. But they were still pushing the launch forward. And here's the reason they were not ready to launch. They do not work with the two biggest streaming service home providers, and that is Amazon Fire Stick and Roku. HBO Max does not work with it. And if you're wondering why, well, their negotiations hadn't finished. They have not been able to reach to an agreement. I'm not sure if it's with Warner Brothers or with their parent company, AT&T, that is doing the deal, but basically they did not want to give Roku or Amazon Fire Stick as much money as they normally get for these streaming services. And it was very silly because everyone that wanted to see it upon launch realized I don't have it. And that is just a poor design. So that is what is happening basically. So that is the biggest mistake. However, do I like the idea of what HBO Max has to offer? Absolutely. So for me, I watch mainly three streaming services on my TV or my computer or my tablet. One, I watch Sling TV. That is my digital cord cutting service of choice, and that's what I use. I pay about $50 a month and I get all the channels that I want for that service. Two, I use Disney Plus. It's what I watch, the shows that I watch with my daughter, and pretty much anything that I want to kind of like catch up on from like times past, I watch that. And three, I watch Google Play Movies. I have bought a lot of movies. I have more than 500 movies of my own collection. Just of movies I've bought. I've always tried to buy movies on sale. I use Movies Anywhere to link up all my products. So if you want to always get the best deal on movies, you sign up for every one of them. You sign up for Vudu. You sign up for Microsoft. You sign up for what is the other ones? Fandango. You sign up for there was another one. Oh, iTunes. So you sign up for all of them, and then you just go on Movies Anywhere and you see which one has the best deal. And whenever they have a great deal, I just get it on that service. And usually, like, you can get a movie for $5. And that's the way I've done it. And I like I said, I built a pretty good library, including even series of TV shows. Like I have, right now I'm rewatching 2.5 Men. I also have House MD. I had a couple of seasons of The Simpsons, but obviously now I have Disney Plus, so I have them all. And they fixed the format now too. So that is my streaming services of choice. So as you notice, I didn't say Netflix on there. By the way, a lot of people just watch Avatar come back to Netflix. I had finished watching that with my daughter about 2 months ago because I had owned the series and I watched it on Google Play Movies. So I don't watch Netflix. I really don't. I just have no need for it anymore. But my wife and my daughter and my brother and other family members do. So we keep a version of Netflix. It's one user and that's it. But if you're asking me if I would get HBO Max or Netflix, I would actually choose HBO Max for shows like entire series of Friends and The Big Bang Theory, and you're gonna get a lot of movies. And I truly do believe that HBO Max needs a lot of work to do in terms of their content. Right now they have DC Universe, they have CBS All Access, they have all these little ones that really don't matter. HBO Max should give you everything in one service, and that's it. They could even raise the price if they want to $20, which I don't recommend, maybe $17.99. $17.99 should maybe give you CBS All Access, DC Universe, and HBO Max, all under HBO Max. Like you just have additional content. That I think would be more worth it, but again, these are all from the same company, and there's 3 different services, 4 actually if you count another one. But yes, that is what they currently are. Can you please explain HBO Max? Sure. So HBO did their own video on this because they realized that they are stupid for having this many different ones, right? So they realized how many different ones they have overall. Whoa, whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. And that is they have HBO Max, HBO Go, and HBO Now. So HBO, I think I have this right. They have a video on it, Google on YouTube, and HBO did their own video on this explaining them. But I think this is it. HBO Go is just HBO channel on the go if you have a service provider. So if you pay for HBO on Verizon or on DirecTV or on whatever you have, you get HBO Go sign-in so that you can watch it on the go with your tablet, with your phone, yada yada. So that's HBO Go. Now there's HBO Now, and then there's HBO Max. From what I understand, HBO Now will eventually just become HBO Max. Because as of right now, I believe all Now users have the HBO Max content. And here's the thing. HBO Now, from what I understand, costed $15. That's what HBO Max now costs. So if you were paying that much because you wanted to see Game of Thrones, Westworld, all of these high caliber TV shows, and obviously a whole library of movies, well, then HBO Max is a really good deal for you. Obviously, right? It gives you a lot more for the same price. But in terms of, yes, it's very confusing, and really they just shouldn't have these other things. They just should have HBO Max, in my opinion. Even HBO Go, it provides you on the go. Hey, it's a way to kind of get customers to get on HBO Max. But yeah, my main thing is actually the annoyance of they still have CBS All Access and they have DC Universe, and those have separate content from what you get on HBO Max. HBO Max also had a lot of issues because a lot of the movies and things they said that would be available at launch aren't. So they really don't have as much at launch as we thought they would. And this becomes because of deals, right? They had to basically wait, just like Disney Plus. This happens every month with Disney Plus. And this is why you actually, if you've noticed Disney Plus, every month you get new movies and TV shows that Disney owns, but the reason why they weren't there from the start is because someone else had the license and had paid for the license to show that content, whether it be Netflix, whether it be Hulu, whether it be another branch. But basically, as time goes on, you're going to get more and more content going to this area. So that's the whole idea behind it. Okay, let's see. Does the always on display come on when the big screen times out? I would assume so, but I'm not sure what you mean by big screen. I think that's a tablet thing, but I don't know. I don't really use like big screen or daily, dayboard or something like that that's on the tablet. But I think that's what big screen is. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong, but I feel like that's what it is. How do you think the trade-in value of the Note 9 will be when the Note 20 comes out? For the Note 9, I think you're gonna get probably $600 to $700 on it, and I believe the S20 will probably get you $800. But we'll have to wait and see. I do think that it'll be around that price though. Tab S7, regular size, larger size, I'm hearing yes, both as we discussed it later after you probably posted that. The S series should be a smaller device. Yeah, I agree. They need to start making better processing in their watches. Battery life is lacking a bit too. Everyone who is a heavy user, Frontier user here. Well, I will say that actually the Frontier had very poor battery life compared to the Galaxy Watch. I got 3 days on here. On the Frontier, I got about a day and a half. So really, with the same usage, I get a lot longer battery life on here. So I'm very happy with the battery life for the Galaxy Watch. Don't have much complaints about it. Over time, it degraded. Now I would say I'd get on average more 2 days now. Maybe 2.5 even at the most. I'm not really using it that much. but I still get 2 solid days of it, even after what, over a year and a half since I got the Galaxy Watch. But yeah, this even has a better battery life than, again, the Galaxy Active 2, which only had about a day and a half battery life. Again, the Galaxy Watch had the best battery life I've seen on a Samsung smartwatch for sure. In terms of the processor, yeah, they could always be faster. I agree with that. Especially, there's always a slight delay when you turn the bezel. It just kind of takes a second sometimes to basically move, like, oh wait, you want to use me, kind of thing. And the Active is the same way too. Just a quick question. Just a quick reminder. Yeah. Finally able to replace my Gear S3 Frontier. I'm psyched. I think you'll be very happy with it. Do you remember the Moto Kin? The Moto Kin, was that was the Moto Kin, was that a Windows phone? Oh man. Or was that a WebOS phone? What is this? Yes, it was a there was 2 versions. Sorry, there was a Kin and then but yes, these were Windows phones. Oh, and Kin OS was, yeah. So the Kin 1 and Kin 2. And 2 is the bigger one. Yeah. Do I remember it here and there? I mean, I really didn't pay much attention to Windows phones because they never interested me. It was just like, no, this isn't as good as Android, so why would I kind of bother with it, was my kind of thought process back in the day. But I did have some friends that were diehard Windows fans for sure, so I definitely knew of them that they'd love phones like that. The Lumias kind of took over for Windows, though, for sure. Ooh, it's been a while since we saw a hidden features for a tablet. Yes, it has. I cannot remember the last time we did hidden features for a tablet. I just finished financing my Tab S6. Unless Samsung wants to do a trade-in, I'm going for a few years. They did give me $250 for my Tab S4, so I was pretty happy with that. At first it was $200, but then they changed it. So they had like the smaller storage you got $200 and the bigger storage you got $250. And then eventually they just kind of merged both storages. So I got $250 for my 64 gig, whatever the smaller storage was. Let's see. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. Hey Ricky, I have a Note 10 Plus. Do you think I should upgrade to the Note 11 Plus? It'll be the Note 20, just so you know. Or wait for the Note 21. I would probably wait at this point, but it's hard to say obviously till the announcement. As of right now, I really will have to say I am very uninterested in the Note 20. I really am. I hope that the Note surprises me, but I'm much more interested in the Galaxy Fold 2 or a Galaxy Note Fold with an S Pen. I think that would just really like take my money. Like I'll be so happy for that. And I do want a better camera. I really do want them to step it up with the camera. Apple's going portless is very hypothetical. Also, buy our wireless pad for $200. Yes, they will definitely charge you a lot more money for their wireless pad. Mullet baby, hey man, it's been a while since you've been on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Ricky, I have a Note 9 512. Should I upgrade to the Note 10 Plus or wait for the Note 20? I would maybe wait for the Note 20 because the Note 20 might be a really good upgrade for you. 2 generations, you know, it definitely makes a difference. As for the Note 10 Plus, I mean, who knows? It might have a really good discount. I will definitely tell you when the Note 20 is announced if it's worth the upgrade or not. We'll definitely do those kind of videos. Globally, it's over 40%. Always giving us that insider information, Mullet baby. Missed that on the show, definitely. So 40,000 40,000 globally. I'm assuming you're talking about when we were talking about the 32% higher, or 32% lower that the S20 is selling compared to the S10. So it's even more globally. That's embarrassing. I mean, hopefully Samsung knows that they messed up. So yeah. Samsung shot themselves in the foot because of 5G. I really do believe that. I mean, they thought 5G was going to be the end all be all, but I think no matter what, they thought consumers would be excited for it when consumers weren't. Wall Street was. Tech companies are excited for 5G, but consumers aren't interested in 5G. They're not seeing the tangible difference, and they won't see it for a while. So yeah, I mean, look, 5G is good for low band and mid band, but it definitely does not matter if you're talking about millimeter wave. It does not matter, at least in the US. I can't speak for all countries, but I will say in the US it does not matter. I'm looking forward to seeing a better system. Same here. I think they already have enhanced SMS, but it's not as good as RCS for sure. Hey! Hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly. I'm horrible with names. I always say that. Laverne Clark. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. I really do appreciate it. And a great message to say, stay safe. I mean, there have been fireworks going off for the last 2 days. And I mean, you know, explaining this to kids is always something that is crazy for sure. Let's see. Oh, Note 20, Note 20 Plus, Note 20 Ultra 5G will be still ready for August. Bronze color is stunning. I'm really curious about that because I don't know. I was kind of like, why is it bronze? Like, why don't they give us? I mean, they've given us great looking blues. Why don't they give us a really good looking red, or what I have wanted since the beginning of phone time, a nice green phone? Like, come on. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how it is. What is the battery size of the Note 20 Ultra? 4,000 may or may not be in the Note 20 battery, and it may or may not have Quick Charge 4.0. I mean, about time they get Quick Charge 4.0. Samsung still hasn't had that. They've done their own proprietary charging, fast charge. So yeah, it's good to see a lot more universal charging. Hey Ricky, do you know if they are going to do trade-in for the Fold 2? Oh, I mean, that is a question, right? Because they didn't for the first Fold, and I don't think they did for the Z Flip either. They should, but I will be very upset if they don't, because then I have to try to sell my phone, and that's just always a pain. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I have the Avatar Last Airbender DVD. LOL, so I'm good. Yeah, I don't have the DVD, but I got the digital a while back, which I was happy with. Although I know there is an improved quality version of it now, like a 1080p, or sorry, yeah, I think it was a 1080p because it was standard definition back in the day. So yeah, I think there is a better quality now. Obviously, you probably didn't have time to watch any movies recently, but if you did happen to see Scoob, what did you think of it? I have not seen Scoob, actually. Let me know what you guys think of it. That was one that I did not get to see with my daughter. We had talked about it, but I think it was just like, I didn't think it was worth the price as much. Or I was like, maybe this one could be a one that we could wait till it goes down in price. I just saw Ford v Ferrari was good. You know, I wanted to see that. My wife saw it, but I did not get to see it, so she really likes it though. She recommended it, so I own it. I bought it when it went on sale, but just haven't got a chance to watch it yet. Hey Ricky, how should you try, should try these Bowmaker wireless earbuds. Bowmaker. I have never heard of them or seen them. They are not currently available to buy, actually. At least right now on Amazon, when I click on it, it is not currently available to buy. So I don't know how much they were. But yeah, I don't know. I've just reviewed so many. So I don't know if I would be reviewing another pair of headphones right now. It really has to interest me to get me to, like, the last ones I reviewed. The only reason I reviewed the Anker Soundcore was because so many of you had recommended them over the past few years. So I was like, wow, okay, I should review these, and I did. Let's see, Samsung Money or Samsung Pay or both. So I've been a advocator of Samsung Pay. Sorry, just a huge firework just went out outside my house. Some neighbors. Well, at least it's been neighbors before. Hopefully it's just neighbors right now. But so Samsung Pay has been out for a while now, and you get points off of using it, and it's contactless payment. It's the best smartphone payment method you can use because it works in almost everywhere. It's like 95% of places, just because any place that doesn't have NFC, you can use it if it has MST. And the only places sometimes you can't use it in is ones where you have to stick a credit card inside, but even those you sometimes can do if you actually use, this is a hacking tip, if you use a business card to hit the button that's in the back of it, then tap your phone to it, you actually can make it work. It's a way of doing it, but yeah, it works. So yeah, let's see. Oh, so Samsung Money is a new service. It's a new debit card. Now, I'm not that interested in, a debit card. I have debit cards. But what's interesting is I have to check more on this, and I'm sorry I didn't check more about it before. I know it was very low-key launch. Like, it wasn't talked about really that much. But obviously there's a lot more going on. But with Samsung Money, from what I've heard, even though it's a debit card, you still get Samsung points off of it. Now that is very interesting. Even if it's like 1 point, whatever, like very little points per dollar, it's still very interesting because you don't normally get money with a debit card. So that is kind of interesting, and I would be interested in that. I'll have to look more into it. Ask me about it next week, and I will look more into it this week for you. $600 national retail, but Best Buy will do $750 for the Note 10 Plus. Oh, dang, wallet baby. Again, just thank you so much for tuning back in, man. I really missed you with all the insider information. So it looks like for the Note 10 Plus, you would get $750 for your trade-in towards the Note 20. Or if you're going to Best Buy, like a national retailer, Best Buy will do $750, but a national retailer will do $600. I wonder if Samsung will do the same, but probably in between those maybe or something like that. Best Buy usually does have one of the best trade-ins just because they really want to get you on their store and get you to have everything and their service and not their service, but their protection plan. So they'll go a little more for their trade-in usually. I bought the Gyros 3 Frontier on eBay recently. I'm sure the new watch won't have MST. That is true. One of the biggest selling points for me. I completely understand that. So again, what we were talking about with MST was that it works pretty much anywhere you can swipe a credit card. NFC is what all the smartwatches have had, but they got rid of MST after the Frontier. So the Galaxy Watch, the watch I have, was the first one without it. So because of that, a lot of people didn't go to the Galaxy Watch Active, Galaxy Watch Active 2, because it no longer had MST, which I completely understand. I don't use Samsung Pay for my watch, but I never really am without my phone, and I have my watch. But for a person that does, absolutely that's a big loss. So I can understand that, and I definitely understand why people miss that. Can't wait for the Tab S6 hidden features. I definitely had to do a lot to speed it up, so the hidden features is coming. I recently switched from AT&T to Verizon. Verizon actually had lower prices, including free Apple Music. They all offer some free service. So AT&T offered, what was it? Like DirecTV. Well, now they offer HBO Max, but they offered something else before. I forgot what it was. Maybe it was regular HBO now. And T-Mobile offers free Netflix, and Verizon offers Apple Music. Sprint offered Tidal and Hulu. So each of them had their own affiliates with it. I'm very curious to see if the new T-Mobile will have more than just Netflix, because they could have, oh, that's what Verizon did, Disney Plus. So yeah, each of them have their own kind of free thing. For Verizon, I think you got Disney Plus for 1 year for free. For every other service, you have it permanently for free as long as you have their unlimited data plan or their current T-Mobile One plan. So yeah, so all of them have a really good service for it, depending on what you're looking for. I don't want a phone to choose the Fold. I don't know what phone to choose, the Fold 2 or the Note 20. Well, we'll definitely be talking about it as soon as they're announced. I started a little late, caught the tail end of your info for the Galaxy Watch. What do you know about it? Better build. It will have 5 ATMs, atmospheric pressure, waterproofing, and MTD, military grade protection. And then what was else? Oh, and it's going to be a Galaxy Watch 2, not a Galaxy Watch Active 3. So it's going to have the physical bezel, which means it'll be a Galaxy Watch version, not the Active series. Okay, what else? The Fold, Ricky, the Fold. At the time of my cue, we're talking about the Fold. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. Got fireworks happening around me right now. Phil. Sorry, Phil. I'm trying to see your question before. Oh, does the always-on display come on the big screen times out? Oh, no. The always-on display on the Fold was only on the front. Now, I used it for a very short time, so I didn't use it for that long. I used the I didn't own the Fold. I only used it when a friend of mine, another YouTuber, brought it over. H2 Tech Videos, make sure to subscribe to him. But yeah, so I didn't use it for a long time, but for that one, it only was on the outside, always on display, not on the inside. Galaxy Buds Plus, any good for phone calls? Much better than the original Galaxy Buds. I will say though, unfortunately, my Galaxy Buds have really messed up. They have the Plus version. I don't know why. I've tried plenty of videos that show a fix for it, and the fixes do not work on mine. But basically, one of the earbuds does not connect. It's not working. It's not. It looks like it's charged, because it does charge when it's in there, but it does not connect. I have seen lots of videos on like, oh, well, if you hold it down for 10 seconds, no, you have to wait till it's red, you have to wait till it's blinking green. None of them have worked. So I'm not a big fan of the Plus right now. Now, to be fair, I got these for free, so maybe it was the pre-manufactured version of them, but not a fan for those. But when I did use them, they were, again, much better than the originals, but still not as good as your Jabra 75Ts. Those are currently the best, I would say, for a phone call that I've seen. Can you do a 5G at home review? So as of right now, I could be wrong. I know D-Link was one of the big players in that, but as far as I know, they don't have a 5G modem right now. So this is one thing that T-Mobile is going to bring once the merger is complete, probably by the end of the summer. But they are going to offer a home internet service to rival your AT&T internet service, your Frontier internet service, your Spectrum internet service, your Verizon internet service, and it's going to be based off of 5G mid and low band, and they're only going to do it in the big cities that are mid and low band signal strength, which I do live in LA, so it's pretty good over here. Especially, I can't wait for Sprint's mid band to kick in. But yeah, their low band is not that good in my house right now, so I'll have to wait to see how it goes. But it's definitely something I would consider, and definitely something that I would opt to get if it's available in my area, and review it. Thank you, Biggs, for the super generous super chat donation. Thank you, as always, just for tuning in every week. And again, I really do appreciate it. I want you to know that. My dogs are not the biggest fans of fireworks and the rain too. Yeah, my dog, I can hear him outside actually scratching at the door. I'm sure my daughter will let him in her room, but yeah, he's not a big fan of fireworks. Little Chihuahua, and I hate it when they go off all the time. And unfortunately, that's why I don't believe it's with necessarily the recent things. I believe it's a little bit more spread out right now because of it. But I've had fireworks going off since the week of Memorial Day, the week before Memorial Day weekend, every single night, at least one set of fireworks, and it's been really messing with my dog, so I really just wish they would stop. And again, this was the week before Memorial Day, so it was last week's, and all the way through, it hasn't stopped. Which is funny since it rained on Memorial Day, so yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry for your dog for that. Does using super fast charge affect the battery more than fast charge on the S20? Yes. The higher the voltage you are doing to charge your phone, the more it's degrading the battery quicker. Now, this is very important to think about if you're using your phone for 2 years or more. Okay? So if you're using your phone for 2 years or more, then it's a very big deal to think about it. If you are using your phone for 1 year and are upgrading, it doesn't really matter that much because by the time your battery would degrade, you're already going to be turning it in. So that's why it doesn't matter for me specifically, because I trade my phone in every 6 months. So I'm all for using 60 watt fast charge on my S20 Plus all the time, but that is the big difference and why you should use slower forms of charging if you want to have a phone 3-4 years. With the debit card, I wonder if it will let you somehow select the attached card like you use with the phone and the watch. No, so it's its own credit card. So it's not like you can use this card and it will simulate another credit card. The Samsung Money debit card is its own debit card. So it's going to be tied to SoFi Bank. So it's tied to a different bank. So it does not simulate your other ones like Samsung Pay does. It's completely different. Samsung Money is very different from Samsung Pay. It just apparently gives you Samsung Pay points, which again is really cool. So what about LG Stylo 6? So from what I saw, it was actually not as good in some instances as the Stylo 5. I believe Phone Arena actually had a really good let's go ahead and check it out, because I remember seeing something about the Stylo 6. So Stylo 6 is brand new, and it was originally came to Boost Mobile first, and then it just came to Sprint and T-Mobile, I believe, and Metro. But so here's the thing: in terms of specs, one, it does not have a Snapdragon processor. Now, it has a MediaTek processor that's supposedly faster and all that kind of stuff. But the big thing about not having a Snapdragon processor is the charging isn't as universal. So you want to use the charger that comes with your phone instead of using a third-party charger that supports quick charge, because that will not be supported on the Stylo 6. And I thought that was a really big, like, what? I'm guessing MediaTek gave them a better deal, and that's why they did it. But that was a big thing that I was like, oh wow, that's bad. Bigger screen, obviously. It has same RAM, double the storage though, 64 gigs, 4,000 milliamp instead of 3,500. Triple camera setup, of course you need to have that. Really 2 camera setup, who cares about the depth camera? Better quality front camera too. So yeah. Fingerprint swipe, that's kind of interesting. That means it has kind of one where you had a swipe. That was like Samsung's first one. I do not like that kind of unlock, so I don't like that part of it. But yeah, kind of gives you a good idea of how it works. But again, that is the that is the big thing of why that phone was $200 or $220, and then now I think it's up to $300 depending on the carrier you go with. But that is why it was so much of a difference. Let's see. Ricky Newegg has the Bowmark wireless buds for $89. Got it. Again, I'm just not as interested in it. As you saw on if you saw my studio tour video, I literally had 3 of them, and that's not even. I obviously have the Galaxy Buds too. I have so many wireless earbuds. Unless something really grabs my attention, I'm just not interested in reviewing them as much. And by the way, these are the ones that I have, because I've given as many out as I can to my family. Like, every one of my family members have true wireless headphones. So yeah. But T-Mobile and Sprint merged together, so I would be unstoppable against Verizon. Against Verizon, yes, there you go. I joined late. What are your thoughts on the Note 20 battery and camera setup? Also, please tell me what you think about the not only the Exynos versions. Okay, so a couple things. Note 20 battery, we still don't have the final specs of it. It looks like the regular Note battery will be anywhere from between 4,000 and 4,300. And the bigger Note, the Note Plus or the Note Ultra, will be at a 4,500 milliamp battery. Not happy with those. I absolutely believe that the best Note this year should have a 5,000 milliamp battery. The Ultra for the S20 should not beat the Note in any form, and that includes battery. Camera setup, I'm not too impressed by it because we're just getting basically a slightly better version, hopefully, of the S20 one, which again, we'll have to wait to see how it looks, because the S20 promised a lot and it didn't deliver, unfortunately. Also, please tell me there will not be only Exynos versions. As of right now, Samsung still plans on doing Exynos versions, so we'll have to wait and see if they change their mind on that. Does S20 stop charging when it's 100%, or does it keep charging port wireless? It will keep charging, and it will do what's called trickle charging. Both versions will do trickle charging. Wireless can be better if it doesn't create as much heat, which typically it tends not to, as long as you don't have a huge case on it, because if you have a huge case on it, then it uses more energy to try to get through the case. So then it could be worse off. I know I'm late, but what up, Mr. Rick? Hey, how you doing, Michael? When picking up a micro SD card in the S20, does it make it slower? Yes, slightly, but I can say I feel it's already not as fluid as my Note 10, even though it has the faster thing. It's just, yes, because internal storage is, again, so much faster right now. We don't have the newer versions of the memory card chip receivers. We need to have it on here. For instance, Samsung just did that for their, what was it? It was one of the new laptops they just came out with. I'm not sure if it was the Samsung Flex or if it was, I think it was even their Chromebook, but it had a UFS memory card slot, which is extremely fast, and that one would not lag. But yes, if you put a memory card in your phone, it will make it slower. And again, it's more you notice it as it draws from it, but overall it's just a little bit slower, and I definitely noticed it being much faster when it wasn't in there. But I will say I have a memory card in my phone now, and simply because of this, I have one in here because I do not like the fact that it's just, I need more storage. So that's why I have one in here. I would get the bigger storage phone, but the thing why I stopped getting the bigger storage Samsung phones was because they didn't give you more for your trade-in. So if I got the 512 storage, say on the Note 9, I heard someone say they had that version. I did as well. I got no more money for the 512 version than someone did trading in the 128 version. And I think it was something like a $200 difference. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to be spending more money if I'm not getting a bigger trade-in value later. So I stopped doing that, knowing that I trade phones in on a 6-month basis. not that I trade phones in after 2 to 3 years. Same, fireworks have been happening still since Memorial Day as well. I guess one person stuck have fun, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. Don't forget to leave a like for the video. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You should enable a join membership. I've thought about doing that, but I don't know what to provide. Like I would need to get stickers made and things like that made to give you guys, which I'm all for. I just need time to do it. Refurbished Jabra 75Ts are $100 a Newegg. That is really good. I would definitely recommend that deal for sure. Do I have some calming chews I give pups? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to give some calming chews to a dog so that they won't get as scared. Yeah, my dog could definitely use that with all the fireworks for sure. Hey Ricky, how are you? Getting here late. Are you excited about the Fold 2? I don't know. I've heard 2 different versions of the Fold 2. I hope the version that we talked about earlier today was the Fold Lite, and the Fold 2 will be the granddaddy with the S Pen, with the great cameras and all that kind of stuff. That I'm excited for, but I don't know if that's the version we're gonna get. All right, guys, we are gonna be wrapping up, so get in those last minute questions that you have so I can answer them before the end of the show. I don't think I've gotten a reminder yet about it, but I'll just do it just because this is the time when we normally plug in our shameless plug for my app. So I made this app a while back. It's called 50 First Date Questions. It's a great game to play with a significant other or a person you're on the first date basis with. It's really good. You find out things about the other person, and it's a really great icebreaker to kind of just go over things that you would want to know on a first date, and you'll find out if it's going to lead anywhere or not. So go ahead and download it, 50 First Date Questions, on both the iOS App Store and on the Google Play Store. All right, guys, get in those last minute questions, and we will wrap up the show. I do apologize for not putting up videos this week. Long story short, have had some family issues, hospital-wise and other things. So yeah, just some things going on, and I just, obviously with everything in the state of the world, and like I don't know, I might be going back into my office job soon instead of staying from home, which I'd rather do. So a lot of things have been happening, and just trying to do the best I can with everything that's available to me. But it's kind of scary when you're stressing so much that you're starting to get pains in your chest, and I'm just like, I have to kind of just like, I wasn't in the mindset to do videos. I wasn't even in the mindset to do this, but luckily when I get to talk with you guys, it's a lot better environment than just doing a video out to the void. So I always like talking to you guys. I always like you guys, catching up with you guys on all the latest tech and everything. And it was a much easier video to do this than it has been to do other videos. So thank you for understanding. Let's see. Which is the best true wireless you would pick for calls? I would pick first place Jabra 75Ts. Second place, the Pros are better. The AirPod Pros would be second place, and third, I don't know. It would probably be either between the I haven't tried the Sonys yet, so I don't know how those are. But I have heard they're not that good at phone calls though. So it would probably be between the regular AirPods or the Anker Soundcore, because those were actually pretty good, even with the volume really loud on the TV, and just a noisy environment with a fan blowing. I had a whole conversation with someone where I was really getting information to enter into a computer, and they heard me perfectly. So yeah, those would be probably third to me. All right, guys, but yeah, we will call that a show. Let me know again. I will try to do more videos. I have them set on deck. All the videos have to do with the Tab S6, with a really cool thing called vidIQ, which we're going to go over that is going to lead into the second part of the studio tour. I haven't forgotten about the S20. We need to do the second round, part 2 of the hidden features too. So a lot of videos coming in, and definitely ones that are on the way. Just have to take some time right now. So thank you guys for understanding, and thank you guys so much as always for watching. Please hit the like, thumbs up before you head out of here. And again, thank you guys so much. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.